In 16th century China, the Neo-Confucianism of Chen and Zhu transformed the investigation of things to acquire knowledge into cumbersome textual. Research scholars got lost in the dogma of preserving the heavenly principle and eliminating human desires. The failure of Wang, Yangming's investigation of bamboo for 7 days was precisely a concrete resistance against this ideological predicament. In the third year of the Zheng reign, Wang Yangming, who was demoted to Longkan, Guizhou province, made a philosophical breakthrough on the verge of life and death. The sudden enlightenment in the stone coffin led him to propose the mind is the principle, moving the coordinate of truth from external things back to the human heart and breaking the dualistic shackles of nature is the principle in Neo-Confucianism. Mind is principle is not a simple idealism. When Yangming revealed the essence of cognition with the statement, where the mind lies is matter. The world perceived by humans is the product of meaning given by the mind. Through mind the flowers and trees in the deep mountains reveal their colors when being observed, and the principles of filial piety and fraternal duty naturally manifest in emotional responses. In response to the trend of empty talk in Neo-Confucianism, Wang Yangming proposed the concept of the unity of knowledge and action, emphasizing that knowledge and action are like the two ends of a stream, with knowledge being the beginning of action and action the completion of knowledge. He used the metaphor of knowing pain means one's own pain to criticize the concept of knowing that is divorced from practice as illusory. The military practice of keeping this mind still when quelling the bandit problem in southern Jiangxi is a perfect interpretation of this theory. Attaining the good conscience is the core of Wang Yangming's school of mind. When Yangming believed that everyone has an innate moral instinct in their heart, good conscience, the practice of self-cultivation involves restoring one's essence and extending it to matters just like polishing a mirror. It brushes away the dust of selfish desires, allowing the light of conscience to shine upon all things. Wang Yangming advocated that one should cultivate one's character and nature in specific affairs. Using the metaphor, the essence of gold lies in refinement. To illustrate that self-cultivation needs to be refined through practice. During his military career, he judged fighter jets with conscience and maintained this heart, remaining unmoved on the ever-changing battlefield, demonstrating the possibility of transforming his moral cultivation into real power. Examining and controlling requires prompt awareness at the moment when thoughts arise and being vigilant like a cat catching a mouse against evil thoughts. Unlike the cumbersome textual research of Neo-Confucianism, Wang Yangming's school of mind uses the daily language of the common people to enlighten all beings. The straightforward expression of conscience is one's own code of conduct, transforms profound philosophy into actionable practical guidance, embodying the Eastern wisdom of the most brilliant, yet the doctrine of the mean. After Wang Yangming's school of mind was introduced to Japan, it became the philosophical support for the spirit of Bushido. The creed of Togo Haibir to bow to Wang Yangming all his life, and the practice of the unity of knowledge and action during the Meiji Restoration both demonstrated its strong vitality. In South Korea, Wang Yangming's school of mind has integrated with the local culture, developing a unique Korean Confucianism. Existentialism's existence precedes essence and phenomenological theory of intentionality both form cross-temporal and spatial dialogues with Wang Yangming's school of mind. In the contemporary era of information explosion, the unity of knowledge and action combats knowledge anxiety, reminding that true cognition needs to be transformed into life experience. Attaining the good conscience provides an internal basis for moral self-discipline, transcending the constraints of external norms. Mind is principle helps modern people return to the essence of life and seek the meaning of existence in the torrent of material. Since the 500-year ideological light of Yangming's school of mind has always been reminding us that truth is not far away, but in the depths of everyone's heart that can be reached when we lose our way in the midst of materialistic desires. It might be a good idea to return to the origin of mind is principle and rediscover the essence of life. When we are lost in the predicament of knowing is easier than doing, it might be a good idea to practice the wisdom of the unity of knowledge and action, and let our thoughts take root. When we are confused in moral choices, it might be a good idea to listen to the inner call of attaining conscience and let conscience guide the direction of our lives. Just as Wang Yangming said, before you see this flower and your mind both return to stillness. When you look at this flower, the color of this flower becomes clear for a moment. May we all, under the illumination of Wang Yangming's philosophy of mind, let the flower of life bloom with its inherent light and brilliance.